Hello, I'm Wendy, and I'm not reading this magazine. I've already read it. So today I'm going to be turning it into two little glue books, and I'll show you how. So to start with, this is just got two staples holding it together. It's not very thick, which is one of the reasons why I've chosen it. And what we're going to do is, I'm starting in the center. This is a Christmas one. I've pretty much read the whole thing. So to make these books, they're going to end up being a quarter of the size of this. And then you can put as much as you want into them. And I'm just going to, keep gluing, have some fun, and show you how it's done. This is the center of the book, you can tell. It's all one paper. Now what I want to do is fold it, not quite to the center, then hold it here, and press and fold. Now I will do this kind of as I go along, but not at the moment. Wow, that looks good. This is one of the drawbacks of using this kind of magazine. It's that you see all these things that you think, oh, maybe I should make that for supper or whenever. Just want to make sure that these are all about the same. This looks good. This would make a nice dessert for Christmas. We have an interesting Christmas happening, which is not the first time. I like the nice smooth fold I get by using the bone folder. So how did I get into doing glue books even? If you look at some of the older videos, I started out doing some sort of motivational kind of talks, and I kind of couldn't decide whether to paint or talk or whatever. And I'm an artist. I'm actually been a watercolor artist for years and years, and have had paintings in galleries and stuff like that. And so some of my older ones are all just watercolor, like over a year ago now, at the time of this filming, I did a lot of watercolors. And then I kind of went, you know what? I don't know. I love watercolor, but there's a perception that it's really difficult. So that kind of narrows how many people are going to be interested in it. And I discussed it with a business coach and, some other people, just kind of randomly asking, what do you think? Which is not always the best way to make a decision, but it is a good idea to just get, some opinions. And it kind of came up the same all the time. Like, I'm never going to do watercolor because I think it's too hard, or I'm not that interested, or whatever. But I like watching you do it, but I'm never going to do it. I thought, well, that's good enough reason, But I also thought, I'd like to appeal to an audience who actually might want to do these things. And so I've done quite a bit of junk journal video topics, which I love. It's really fun. But then I always ask, who is this for? Who or what is this for? Right? What's the purpose? I want to do things that have a purpose. And with junk journals, it's like, okay, you can make them, but how many do you need? And you can sell them, but it's kind of a long haul. Oh, wait a minute, I did this not quite right. This is going to be the cover one, so I want it to be wider than the rest, so I'm taking it out about 1/4 of an inch and then putting the fold in. Okay, let's get this right. There's half of it. Okay, And then we'll do the other half. I'm going to turn it around because I'm right-handed and it's easier to do this way. And I've watched a lot of videos from YouTube experts. Just need to make sure this is coming up in the right amount of space from the center, because the staples aren't exactly in the center. What was I saying? I got sidetracked there. Oh, that looks pretty good. Here's Kathy Lee. She's such a lovely person. Anyway, I want to do things that not only appeal to people, but actually help people in some way. And then I kind of came across glue books, and I thought, oh, there's a fun idea. The idea being, it's something you do for yourself. I mean, sure, you could make one for someone and give it away as a gift or whatever. But really, the purpose is the joy of the making. And then you have something to keep. It's almost like a diary, I guess, but you don't have to write in it. And it's simpler. So the other thing I came across is a lot of people aren't journal writers, but they want to do something easy, like you can sit in front of the TV in the evening and, you know, have a little table and have some paper and some little cutout pieces and just make a book, which is, you know, a little keepsake for you, or you can put messages in them or whatever you want. Like the one that I'm doing with the antique book, vintage book, is I'm making it as an encouraging book. So it's kind of a motivational book, so that when I have days when I'm like, you know what am I doing? You know, this is going to amount to nothing. I'm not making a difference to anybody, even myself. What's the point? You know, those things that go on in your head. It's never going to work out. What does working out actually even mean? You know, stuff like that. That I can look at it and go, okay, follow my sparkle. That's a good idea. I'll just follow my sparkle. And making a glue book is kind of that way. It's like, well, this just makes me relaxed, feel good. And I think it would probably do the same for you. You get to decide. Or as my husband says, you get to choose, which is very helpful when trying to make a decision. It's like, I don't really want to do that. He'll say, well, you get to choose. Because you know how it is when you feel like you have to do something because people expect it of you and all that kind of thing. He'll just say, well, you get to choose. And then I go, yeah, you know what? I am the boss of my life here. I am the general manager of the whole thing. And I do get to choose. And it's easy to be swayed by what other people want of you. But you get to choose. So in doing something like this, I get to choose what goes in it. In my other glue book that I just mentioned, I'm choosing to make it uplifting and encouraging and have nice, beautiful pictures in it and nice thoughts. And, you know, I'm going to work on getting a whole bunch more because I keep wanting them and going, wait a minute, I'm missing something here. You can't always cut out the right phrase from a magazine, even if it does have Harry Connick Jr. on it. Who apparently is, I don't know what he's doing here. Sing along. Get that one straight. Seems to be kind of a pucker in these pages. I don't know why, but I think it'll go away once I get out the knife. So this is an easy way to do it. If you ever buy a magazine, or even if you don't, you could always just go buy one. You don't have to spend a lot of money on something. This is, you know, $3 for the magazine. Okay, this one's the cover. Now I'm going to put it out a little ways again. I think they didn't cut this magazine very straight. That's what I think. That's why it seems to be buckling a little bit. Because when I line it up, then, I don't know, the grain isn't quite right or something. Okay, so this is what we got. Because of the way I folded the covers, they stick out a little bit higher than the pages. I could go a little bit farther, but once it gets full of stuff, it'll probably be... Actually, you know what? I think I will make them a little bit longer, because I know once it gets full of stuff glued in, it will require a wider spine on it. So I'm going to go with about 3/8 of an inch. Yeah, about like that. This, like this. Anyway, everyone seems to like the glue books. So that tells me something. It tells me we all want to do something that's kind of easy. Me too. That doesn't require either talent or training or lessons or anything like that. If you can hold a glue stick and a pair of scissors, you got it made. There, that gives me a little bit more, a little bit of an edge. And I will be covering the covers up. Okay, now what I want to do here next is measure this. It is just shy of 11 inches. So I'm going to mark the center. So 11, that's 5.5, and it's just short of 5.5. So I'm just going to put the line right there. Same over here. Make sure I'm in the right spot. Haven't moved it. And over here, line it up there. 5.5 minus 1/16. There, we got that. There's my cut line. They don't have to be exactly the same size. I mean, if I wanted to, I could cut one here, make it a little short one, and this one a tall one, or whatever. But what I'm going to do is press really hard. I'm using this knife. Okay, I'm going to press really hard on this so it doesn't move. And then just cut and cut and cut until it goes all the way through. No, not quite there. I think we got it. There. And there's our little prototypes for the books. Now to go from here, I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'll just get one of them started. I've got some cardstock here I bought at Michael's. Theme is Key West. How can you go wrong? And I wanted this paper. So I'm going to tear that out. I'm going to fold it straight in half. Exactly. Like that. And because this binding has no spine, I can just do it like this. And I think what I will do is, let's see, let's just try this. I'm going to put it right up to the top there. And then I want to fold these ends over. So let's just open it up in the middle. I think that's the middle there. Kind of line up the middle. I'm going to just put the fold line here. Wait, get it straight. Get it straight, get it straight. I'm even going to make a line here for cutting the bottom. All right. Now you have to kind of be warned that sometimes things don't line up exactly, and that's just fine. Because it's just a fun project. Okay, this I don't need. And this is my cover. And I'm going to take my scoring board and get out its little stylus and score this again. And then I'm going to score these too. I just have to line it up on a line. So when I first started doing journals and stuff, there were things I didn't have. I just thought, oh my goodness, I need to get one of those. And the scoring board was one of those things I thought that about. And I do like it. It's very handy. Now this could be made into a pocket, but I'm not going to do that. Now the problem with this is that the staple isn't quite in the middle. But once we fill it up with bulk, it's probably not going to be very noticeable. I'm kind of counting on that. So I'm going to start by gluing this on, and I'm going to use my really sticky one. Or crank it up here. You can see how sticky this stuff is. So it's no wonder that it actually does such a good job, because it's super sticky glue. And then I'm just going to kind of fill this in with glue and put down the book and stick on the cover. That. Make sure I've got all these areas. You can only tell by where the light shines on it. All right, I think that's going to work. So let's put down one side first. Try not to blow it. And then put the other side down as well. Okay, I've got to... I would have moved it over had I been able to, but it sticks so hard that it is what it is. And then I'm folding this in. I'll just stick this down as well so that I don't have to mess with it. And I'm going right off the edges here because I don't want them popping up. This is not that cover, this one is. Again, I'm just going to stick that piece down and glue this one in place. See what I mean? I should have put it a little bit to the left because it's just, I'm going to have to do it this way. Just pulled that over a little bit because it was wanting to fold it. Oh, now look. Oh, How come that one's folded like that? That one's wrong. I think I must have thought it was the back cover and it wasn't. Okay, we'll just put this one in here. That makes more sense. Okay, so there's our little book. I'm going to pull off that little bit of blob of glue that's there because we don't need it. There's a nice little book, and it's soft. It's like a pocketbook. But once you get all the papers in it and everything glued in that you want to, then it's going to be a nice fat little firm book, and it will have paper, like pages that are stiff. And I'm just trying to see if I can find an example. Like this glue book, the pages get quite stiff because there's so many layers on it, and this one has lots of paint in it as well, as you can see. So yeah, it'll bulk up a lot, and that's a good thing. And so when you're working on it, you can cut these extra flaps off, or you just put them down, like glue them down, and then they're ready to go. There's how you do that. Please subscribe to my channel and click the little bell and click all so you get all the notifications when I have new videos. And I'll see you next time.